Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second NECHL semifinal matchup here on Oswego State ACHA YouTube Live as the Oswego State Lakers take on the Buffalo Bulls, who beat Rutgers last evening for the final spot in the NECHL Memorial Cup here from the Dwyer Arena in Niagara, New York. Patrick Machado joined alongside by Ben Grieco on the call for this evening's matchup, and Kinesis falling to the Niagara Purple Eagles in the previous game by a score of 5-2. That was really close until the end, and one of these teams will join them facing the top dog in the league and one of the teams going to the national tournament.
An incredible matchup coming up here, number 2 versus number 3. This is what you want. Usually you want number 1 and number 4, number 2 and number 3, but just with 6 teams, it doesn't pan out that way. But Oswego State and UB, this was a tight matchup all season long for all 3 matchups. UB took the first one in overtime. Oswego State took the second 2 on the last weekend of the season, including their senior night. And kind of just mentioned, Pat, we've been out here. This is our 4th game this weekend. We're finally, at least for us, able to call it an Oswego State game.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Having traveled all over for this team throughout the regular season, and it is nice being able to call all the teams in the league as we take a listen to the NECHL All-Star team.
Honorable mention for Oswego State, or excuse me, I can at least tell you the first teams. I remember the first team. Chase Nees and Trevor Jubron, both are first team awardees for the NECHL. Second team, no one from Oswego, or Alex Galossi, second team goaltender, no one honorable mention. For University at Buffalo, Andrew Trujillo is on second team, and Matthew Aledo is on second team as well. Honorable mentions include Andrew Sizz and Michael Napier. Those two, that rounds out. And like I told people earlier, we're going to save Player of the Year and Coach of the Year for tomorrow.
What
a tease.
What a tease, and probably presenting it along with the trophy or before the game?
That will be before the game. The Player of the Year and the Coach of the Year will be before the game, and the trophy will go to the winner after the game, which I will be presenting.
Sure you guys want to gas up one of the players or the teams before the game?
Well, you know, we want the team to be able to celebrate afterward, and we'll let them do it. We want to get it just out of the way, and you know, we don't want to interrupt the celebration.
That's fair. You don't want to have like kind of a half-hearted, I'm Player of the Year, if ended up losing the Memorial Cup. So I see your viewpoint on that as we get the starting lineups for the Buffalo Bulls coming up first. In goal for the Bulls will be number 30, Maxwell Allen, finishing the year with a record of 6-8, playing in 17 games. He has a 4.40 goals against average, just under a 90% save percentage at 89.1%, playing 859 minutes in the campaign.
Wonder where you got that stat.
ACHA website.
The NECHL website, hosted by yours truly.
I got that one from the league website. Hey, not the league website. I meant the is it the league website?
The NECHL?
No, the ACHA.
I mean, I'd consider it the conference.
There you go. The nation conference,
National conference.
Whatever you want to call it, as we move over to the green and gold as they launch their, public address announcer Ryan Burgess announces their starting lineups, and in between the pipes for the Lakers, number 30, Alex Galossi, finishing the season with a 13-6-1-1 record, playing in 21 games, have a 91 save percentage with a 3.39 goals against average, playing just over 1,200 minutes on the year, and it will be the first line starting for Oswego tonight. And
that's the line that's produced a lot of offense. Obviously, Chase Nees and Trevor Jubron, both first team or second team all first team, I apologize, all NECHL selections. Andrew Carter, the lawman, left out, unfortunately, but that line has been producing all season long. Obviously, a lot of players have been producing all season long. This team has done an incredible job in terms of depth, and I think that's a great way to start. Get the energy going, see if you can score something early, and maybe put Buffalo UB on their heels.
And we will pause for us two up in the press box as we will honor the friendship between the United States and Canada. We got both anthems coming for you up today. United States and Canada coming up. I don't know about you, but I love hearing both anthems before the start of a hockey game.
Not even both answers for me. Obviously, we were here for the first semifinal game as well. PA announcer Ryan Burgess did different versions for both games. I like the organ. It gets me in like a slapshot movie mood. I don't know about you. Like, I love that movie. It just gets me amped up. It's not like an exciting sound, but it just gets me amped up.
I guess they couldn't get the Niagara singer to stick around, could they?
What was it recording?
Well, it's from the university, so I believe it makes sense. I think they announced that came from the
Niagara's
university.
own, and I mean that makes sense that they keep it just strictly for Niagara games. I believe that version was played when we were here previously against Niagara and Oswego State, which was literally 2 weeks ago.
And I was looking around awkwardly for the singer again today. One spot in the final is set. 60 minutes before the next one is confirmed, and we are underway here in the Dwyer Ice Arena. Opening faceoff was won by University of Buffalo, and is going to be an icing call as Tim Allen couldn't get his stick on the puck. 9 seconds in, and we have our first stoppage.
UB really just dumping it down, and now Oswego State able to go at it.
Did I really say Buffalo State again?
No, you said University of Buffalo. It's at Buffalo.
Oh, okay. You know, I'll take that.
Alums get a little mad about that, my dad included.
Okay, that makes a little sense. University at Buffalo, bringing up the puck now. Getting past his defender was Anthony Cody into the corner, evades the check from Nicholas Keys and spins it back into an open wing. Chasing after it is Anthony Trigilio, who takes a hit from Oswego. Out to the neutral ice, the Lakers take it, and it's flipped in by Andrew Sizz of UB. Pass into the open side. It was missed by a Laker off the mark. Trevor Jubron works on the wall. Shot from the point taken by Candela. Easily gloved down by Galossi for the first stoppage. That's resulting from a shot. And 50 seconds in, still scoreless game.
Oswego State, they weren't able to capitalize on the faceoff. Quick regain of control from UB, and just like that, Alex Galossi has his first save of the game.
Faceoff coming up to the left of Galossi. Oswego with an aggressive formation on that faceoff. They do win it. All the way out inside to the neutral zone. Here's a 2-on-1. Braden Deming and Carter McWilliams. McWilliams back to Deming, and the pass just missed Thomas Sansone as he went to the front of the net.
I'm kind of surprised McWilliams didn't take that shot. Usually he's got a good enough shot. I'm a little surprised he didn't take it. Maybe even if he looked for a rebound, but I'm just surprised he didn't take the shot. I get understanding the wanting to pass, but I thought he would have shot it.
Carter McWilliams, one of the top goal scorers for Oswego State this year in his freshman year. 13 goals and 12 assists in 27 games. That's just under a point per game. Shot at the blue line by Candela goes off of a Lakers stick. Braden Deming will try to turn it into transition. Keeping it in, though, is UB, and Matthew Carty shoves Ryan Kelly off the puck to gain possession for the Lakers. Here comes Oswego now. The dump in was blocked off of a stick of Peter Tacone. Nicholas Sira, puck in the neutral zone, taken by UB, and Jacob Bull goes down.
Nice little hip check there by Ryan Duran to take him out of the play, I should say.
Nicholas Sira missed that check. Dumping it deep is UB. Matty Yasek up the wall. Gets a little chip pass is Andrew Corning. Tying up on the boards is UB. Coming away with the scrum is Ryan Edwards. Cycled in deep by Andrew Sizz. Nicholas Sira. Matty Yasek. Bumping him off the puck was Ryan Edwards. Saved at the blue line and cycled around. Buffalo has a real nice step on the Lakers, converging on every single puck. Nicholas Sira played it into the skates. Finally, the Lakers are able to escape the zone, and they need to change. That line's been out for a while. UB sends it deep once again. Matty Yasek. Now Sira behind the goal line. Up the wall for Corning. Saved at the blue line by UB. Shot at the point well wide by Andrew Sizz. Around. Matro. Ryan Edwards will retreat into the neutral zone, and the Lakers will get that change they needed. Dumping it in is Edwards, and UB will change as well. Here's Joe Marzalik on the wall. Just skies it out to center. Bouncing puck is picked up by Ben Weingart. Gets the tip of Dylan Foresta. Oswego State maintains possession. Marzalik dumps it in. Allen freezes it behind the goal. 16:40 to go. Period number 1 in a scoreless game from the Dwyer Ice Arena. NECHL semifinals. Here's Marzalek. Centering pass for Ryan Salens was just a little bit off the mark, and Luke Fidel takes it forward. Chasing after it is Foresta. No icing called. Foresta and Keys come together and cancel each other out.
Oswego State wanted an interference call there, but nothing
now
doing.
Galossi, pad save made by him off of his shot put towards the goal, and Oswego has no move but to ice it with 16:11 in period number 1.
Travis Hyde talking to the referee to see if it was interference. I think the referee might be saying it was a 50-50 play. Could have gone either way. That's why it was no call. But, I mean, quite honestly, I thought Nick Keys kind of got the worst of that one, because since he wasn't fairly allowed to play the puck, again, I might sound a little biased being an Oswego State broadcaster, but hockey's hockey.
And it is playoff hockey, and we saw the referees up until that third period midway through try their best to stay out of the game, and puck was mishandled by Joe Marzalek, and Alex Galossi stops play.
Alex Galossi, I think, right, you got to think as well, the boys of Oswego State, I should say, might be a little tired. It's been a little while since they played. They're coming off a 3-game weekend. They didn't play yesterday. I heard you mention it as well. It's, rest versus rust factor, I guess, here as well, as Buffalo has played and Oswego State has not.
Face off won cleanly by UB. In the 4th game of this weekend series of the NECHL playoffs, Oswego has had a long time to wait before hitting the ice. Bringing it forward is the first line. Chase Neese with the puck. Poked away into the corner by the defender and Zach Candela. Now out to the neutral zone. Oswego State controls. Martin Simonek back in the lineup. Puts one on goal. Glove down, and continuing play is Maxwell Allen. Thought he was going to freeze it for a second and decides to keep it moving. Trigilio dumps it into Oswego State zone. Goes after it himself. Is able to evade the check of Matthew Carty, who loses a stick in the process. Centering pass was blocked by the stick of Chase Neese. Here he takes the puck away. Chase Neese. The trailer is Jubron. Neese to the outside. Now centering pass, and they score! Andrew Carty off that rush opportunity. And Oswego State has the opening goal in this matchup, and it's 1-0.
That's exactly the kind of the play we saw with with Thomas Sansone and Carter McWilliams. But again, it's that first line. Chase Neese with an incredible threading pass right to Andrew Carty, who deflects it. That first line again produces. It's 1-0 Oswego State early in this one.
Andrew Carty, the senior from Rockville Center, with his 13th goal on the year for his 32nd point. And Oswego State, who looks, if he's being honest, relatively flat, as Tacone takes the shot and Galossi tips that up into the netting, comes away with the opening goal. And if that doesn't generate a little excitement on the bench, I don't know what will.
I mean, as a Oswego State broadcaster, it's generated a little excitement up here. I don't know about you, Pat.
We will be calling, or at least I will be calling, the goals even.
Oh, of course, as I would expect in the NECHL semifinals.
Little disclaimer to all you UB fans out there. Now on the wall is Ryan Kelly. Shot at the point taken by Andrew Sizz, who loses his stick in the midst of that shot.
That's actually Braden Deming that lost his stick. It flew 100 miles an hour.
Either way, pad stop was made by Galossi. Now Sizz continues the play. It was blocked on the half wall. Carter McWilliams helps it in the neutral zone. Mataletto with an opposite corner dump in. Oswego alone in the zone. Picking it up is Nicholas Sierra. Turns it over in the slot, and the shot put on by Aletto, and a great save made by Galossi, point blank. 14:28 to go, and Oswego State still has a 1-0 lead thanks to Alex Galossi.
That's a couple in-close saves now for Galossi, who, I think the Oswego State defense needs to maybe tighten up a little bit now. Obviously, I think at least this past Sunday against Rutgers, it was a little rough given how close it was, but Alex Galossi is standing tall so far.
UB winning the face-off battle by a lot in this game. Don't have official stats, but Michael Napier took a shot, which was padded away by Galossi, and now Oswego State is in the zone. Another centering pass out of the corner. Andrew Carty unable to get his stick off that pass from Jay Chapin. Here's Trevor Jubron. Jubron waits, takes, and it just got blocked by Ben Weingart's skate. 6 minutes into period number 1. Andrew Carty's got the lone goal. Chase Neese just lost the handle, goes all the way in on goal, and Maxwell Allen doesn't have to make a save. Back to the blue line, misses Nicholas Keys and comes all the way down into the Lakers zone. Alex Galossi will stretch a pass all the way to the opposite blue line. Trevor Jubron picks it up. Oswego State is in the midst of a change, so Jubron will just buy some time. McWilliams picks it up. Second line out for the Lakers tonight. Change is complete. Here's Martin Simonik with a rink-wide pass to McWilliams. Settles it down, takes the shot. Goes off of the stick of Trigilio and way up into the netting with 13:20 to go in period number 1.
That first line again causing some chaos. Andrew Carty almost gets a centering pass, this time from Jay Chapin. Great job of the line just causing some chaos up front, not letting Maxwell Allen easily see it. And great job by Carter McWilliams there just to bat it down to himself and get a shot off.
McWilliams tries to play it off the face-off and didn't think that made its way to the goal. As McWilliams tried to generate some offense himself and maybe an elbowing call over at the Buffalo bench. Play continues on. Icing Lakers.
No call there. I thought maybe Matthew Carty might have gotten hit a little high, but, I mean, maybe it's just because he's shorter in stature.
Possibly.
Possibly.
It's one of those tough things, I feel like, as a hockey player, as you're trying to make a legal hit, and sometimes it does get called when you have those mismatches in stature. Face off to the left of Galossi, won once again by the Bulls, but taking it away is Carter McWilliams from his skate to his stick. Now Braden Deming ahead for Thomas Sansone, but Maxwell Allen sweeps it into the corner. Martin Simonik saves it at the blue line. His shot goes off of the leg of Matt Bellavacquia. Sansone centering pass. Braden Deming was checked off the puck before he can get his shot off. Martin Simonik ahead for Braden Deming. 18 points on the year after sitting out a couple games at the beginning of the year due to injury. 20 games for the junior. McWilliams had the pass go off of his stick, picking it up as Sizz. Lakers will take this as an opportunity to change. Tim Allen receives the puck from Bellavacquia. Allen dumps it in on his side. Serra is there along with Bellavacquia, who arrives there first. Puck is behind everybody. Lakers will send it to an open side. Matro ahead into the neutral zone. Matty Yasik fires just wide of the goal. Excuse me, that was Andrew Corning. And this one's going to be a call of icing against Buffalo.
Oswego State, they've been able to put the pressure on in terms of offensive zone time, but at the same time, there's been, I want to say there's only been like one too many tight icings.
It's a little sloppy here in the opening.
And it seems just like maybe a slower game right now. Maybe that's just because we're coming off the intense Canisius Niagara game. But this one just seems a little bit of a slower pace.
Which we mentioned at the end of the post-game show that both of these teams were here and present for that game. Here's Anthony Robinson firing right into the glove hand of Maxwell Allen. 11:39 to go. Andrew Carty is still the difference maker, and it's a 1-0 score for Oswego.
Good job by Robinson just to slow the play down a little bit, even though we're just talking about the pace of play. But slow the game down, get into keeping it off offensive zone face-off, knowing, that the offensive productions would work.
Face-off won cleanly by Oswego. Matty Yasik fires, hit a stick on the way there. I believe that was a Leto. Flipped back in by Oswego State. Ahead is Ryan Salins to put the pressure on. They're able to get a pass to Cone. Skates it into the middle. Rink-wide pass. Dumped in by Bellavacquia, but that went onto the Oswego State bench, so it'll stay in the neutral zone over at the Purple Eagles logo at the center of the ice.
Right now, UB, I think it's almost like they're just playing to defend. I mean, they had a couple close chances, but it looks like they're just playing or defending to defend.
Not trying to have this one go away from them before the game starts, I think is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it.
Oswego State dumping it in, bouncing puck. Michael Napier goes into the corner and wins that puck battle. Up the wall on the far side. Poking at the line is Matty Yasik, and that hops into the Buffalo bench. Face off just outside the zone.
Another thing we got to keep in mind, too, is that these two teams got very physical this past weekend as the regular season came to a close on the Oswego State senior night, especially in that Saturday matchup in Oswego. I doubt that neither team has already forgotten that just a week later, even though there was a game separation for both teams, really.
Certainly, especially given the abuse of officials that we saw as well. Kind of hard to forget something like that, isn't it? Michael Napier backhanding it all the way around. On the puck first is Jay Chapin. Now battling behind the net. Nicholas Sierra comes away with it, taking it away from Ryan Kelly. Now Ryan Duran will start the breakout. Steven Matro takes over. Matro right wing over the line. Loose puck deep, takes its shot, and it's patted into the corner. Might have gotten a stick on it, was Allen. Now a scrum on the near side wall. Steven Matro in it for the Lakers. Digging is Andrew Corning. Puck pops loose as Peter Tacone was able to get it to Ryan Kelly, and here is Tacone now. Tacone forced to the outside, over to Weingart. Weingart doesn't have a shot. Nicholas Keys off the wall. Corning taken by Kelly. Corning escapes the zone together with Chase Neese. Now Neese fires, and I think that deflected up into the netting.
Did go into
and
that
we'll get
top
a
netting.
Stoppage midway through period number 1. Exactly 10 minutes to go. 1-0 Oswego.
I don't think we exaggerated enough the play that Nicholas Cheese just made at the end boards. Dangling around with a loose puck, getting through the legs of a UB player to make sure the Lakers go clear. You heard a little cheer from the Oswego State bench watching the defenseman do that.
Nicholas Keys, the senior, arriving at Oswego in his first year this year, transferring from ACHA Division II at Onondaga Community College. Making a big impact on the blue line as one of the top defensemen, firing is Jacob Bull just wide of Alex Galossi. Now a scrum. Chase Neese comes away with it as Jacob Bull was pinned up against the boards. Neese played it right into the skates of Edwards, who turns it back the other way. Edwards fires just wide of the stick side of Galossi. All the way around, John Zajac continues the cycle. Battling is Martin Simonik. At the wall, loose puck taken away by Andrew Carty, who turns up the Jets. He's already got one. Carty does a lap and puts one into the front of the net, and it's sticked aside by Allen. On that sharp angle try, maybe looking for a centering pass, no Laker on the other side. Picking it up in his own end is Nicholas Sierra. Just on the wrong side of the red line, and it's going to be an icing call against the Lakers, coming back 200 feet to Galossi.
Yeah, I say it as just there's a stoppage. But to me, maybe it's just because, we haven't seen a penalty yet in the opening, 11-ish minutes. To me, it's a little surprising how few stoppages it seems we've had right now. There's been the few icings, some frozen pucks off of goalies, pucks into the net. But it seems like a fairly, quick game, but a slow pace of play.
Winning the faceoff is Carter McWilliams, back to Nicholas Sierra. All the way around into the skate of Thomas Sansone, put it in the middle, glove down by Carter McWilliams, flipped, trying to get the alley-oop pass. Gloving it down is Andrew Sizz, and that's going to be a hand pass against UB. 8:37 to go, period number 1, and in a 1-0 game, Oswego has the lead off of a goal from Andrew Carty.
That was a little I don't know if you'd call it a hand pass. I call it a hand swat almost. Just kind of throwing it down there.
So it's going to go all the way back to Maxwell Allen. Glove side face-off. Won by UB. On the puck is Nicholas Pauly. Around for Tim Allen. All the way out to the neutral zone where it's taken by Sierra, who dumps it into the right wing. Maxwell Allen will settle it behind his own goal. Carter McWilliams puts on the pressure. Andrew Sizz picks it up. Tim Allen. Another loose puck deep straight into the neutral zone, and Oswego State turns it back once again. Nick Pauly from behind the goal line. UB player loses a glove. Excuse me, that was Oswego that lost the glove. That was Nick Sierra, so he has to go back to the bench. Here is Andrew Sizz. Gets the red line straight into the glove of Alex Galossi, and he'll stop play with 7:50 to go, period number 1.
Alex Galossi, I don't think he's seen a ton of action in the last few minutes, but staying strong. Obviously, a shot from the red line. You expected him just to be able to save this 1-0 game, but any save just to keep him ready to go is crucial in the opening stages.
Especially in this first period that doesn't necessarily resemble yesterday's Kinesis RIT. Ryan Salins gets past the D, reaching out to grab it, and save is made by Maxwell Allen on a sharp angle try. Colin Thomas Tries to split the D himself, loses it to Nicholas Keys. Resetting back in the neutral zone is Weingart. Weingart exchanges with Michael Napier. Back to Napier once again on the left wing. UB brings it forward to the red line where it stopped there by Oswego State and cycled back in. On the wall is Luke Fidel. Ryan Salen's got a stick in there. In the left wing corner, Anthony Robinson chases after it with Napier. Dylan Foresta comes away with the puck. Skates into the middle. Loses it to the stick of Anthony Robinson once again. Right, nice pressure in the neutral zone by this fourth line to keep Buffalo on their end of the ice. Joe Marzalek gloves it into the corner, and Colin Thomas tried to slap it down and misses it. It's deep once again. Chase Neese chasing after, and UB is able to escape. Michael Napier with some speed, goes coast to coast. Centering pass out in front, taken away by Trevor Jubron. Maxwell Allen has the puck come to him. 6:18 to go, period number 1. Still a 1-0 score here from Niagara. Patrick Machado and Ben Grieco on the call for the NECHL semifinals. One of these teams will face Niagara University tomorrow for the Memorial Cup. Andrew Carty wins the puck battle. Trevor Jubron from Nice. Jubron fires and gloved down by Maxwell Allen. Under 6 minutes to go now. Nice passage of play from that first line.
You mentioned that one line of forechecking. I think Ryan Salens has incredible stretch. I want to say he's at 6'4", standing at 6'4", 6'5", right around there, but incredible reach just to stop just about everything and poke it away from UB defenders, keeping that pressure on.
The entire sequence of play of the last couple of minutes was held on the Buffalo end of the ice. Oswego State wins the draw. Backhanding it in the corner is Matty Asik. McWilliams just overskated it up the wall to Cone. Braden Deming on a one-touch pass to get it into the corner. Chasing after it is Sansone. Dumped out by UB. Picking it up is Sierra. Deep in Oswego State territory. Matty Asik does a move. Gets it ahead for Braden Deming skating forward. 3-on-2 for the Lakers. Deming, Sansone. Other side, McWilliams, Deming, score! Tic-tac-toe! What a play from the second line! Braden Deming makes it 2-0 Oswego.
Pat, I'm going to steal your line. If at first you don't succeed, try, and try again. That line does it on the second try. What a play. Tic-tac-toe, as you said, Braden Deming with the one-timer in the wide-open net.
Beautiful passing from the second line of the Lakers as Braden Deming gets his 9th goal on the season. And it's a 2-0 game with 5:25 to go in period number 1. In one of the prettiest goals that we've seen all season seen all weekend in terms of line play.
Interesting point made by Zach Case, who is I guess I'll call him our off-air analyst. Both of those plays were made by, both of the goals so far for Oswego State were made by trailers, as a big hit there from Nick Keys.
Congratulations on your surgery, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you out next year on the ice. Stephen Matro, rink wide, couldn't be gloved down by Andrew Corning. Taken back by Nick Pauley of UB. The loose puck swept at by Nicholas Keys. Into the neutral zone, Pauley backs it further for Peter Tacone. Gets the deflection in the neutral zone of Jacob Bull, and Keys gets it back into the neutral zone. Stephen Matro just gets it past Nick Pauley, no Laker in the area, and it's going to be an icing call against the Lakers. 4:16 to go, period number 2. Andrew Carty and Braden Deming have the goals, and a 2-0 Laker lead.
And those really, obviously, like we said in the pregame, all 4 lines have the potential to score for Oswego State. Well, those are the 2 lines you expect with the offensive firepower they possess.
Lakers with a lot of goal scorers and point makers on this team, as opposed to University of Buffalo, who have just 4 players that are above 20 points on the year. Those are number 7, Mataletto, number 10, Thomas McCarron, number 20 and number 21, Anthony Trujillo and Kyle Foresta, respectively. Now under 4 to go, and dumping a player behind Maxwell Allen was Stephen Matro.
That was a little behind the play. I think the referees are just kind of letting him go right now, which I'm a little shocked about.
Especially after last game and the way that ended with 2 misconducts being called, including on the star player. Carter McWilliams makes it 3-0. Turnover in front of the net. Carter McWilliams' eyes got wide, picks up the puck and fires it past Allen, and Oswego State is running away at the end of this first period, and it's a 3-0 lead.
I don't think you could pick a better start in the opening, you can't even say opening 20 minutes, in the opening 16 and a half minutes. 3 goals, 2 of them from that second line, 1 off a turnover, 1 from the first line. Both of them really off rushes, off those trailers, as I was talking about the second rush level. But oh my goodness, what a start for Oswego State.
After Oswego with a little bit of a lull inside of their own end, especially in the first couple minutes of the first period. Forget that. It's a tale of 2 periods. Oswego State rules this one. That's Carter McWilliams, Braden Deming, and Andrew Carty got it all started. That's 2 goals for that second line, and the first line with the opener. 17 minutes into period number 1, and Oswego State will look to pile it on more as entering the zone. And it's going to be an interference call against Oswego State. I think it's going to go against Joe Marzalek as he tied up his man in Trigilio at the blue line. And Oswego,
I feel like that one could have gone either way. They were both it was a 50-50 play, but Joe Marzalek's the only one that gets one off of that.
Maybe that's a makeup call from before.
Perhaps, but I guess to Mike, what makeup are they what are they making up?
Are you talking about the interference behind the goal?
Oh, right. Okay.
Either way,
that's right. Yeah.
The University of Buffalo Bulls to their first power play of the game with 2:56 to go in period number 1, and this would be a difference maker if they're able to get one before the break. Face off one cleanly by UB. Tim Allen on the far wall takes a shot off the skate of Sarah. Rebound try by Anthony Cody, sails wide over the goal. Nicholas Sierra after it. Cody gets a stick on it. Picking it up is Martin Simonik, who just gets it over the blue line and sending it 200 feet. Bulls will have to reset. Andrew Sizz starts the rush to center. Now on the left wing is Allen. Allen skates into the middle, doesn't move around. Anthony Cody tried to go on that far post. One-time shot taken. It's loose out in front of Alex Galossi in a scramble. Loose puck once again. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Lakers. It is Max O'Mara. On the other side is Sarah O'Mara. Fires just wide of the goal. Picking it up is Oswego, though, with the blue line. And dumped down by Andrew Corning halfway through the penalty. And Oswego State has it the whole time. Neese fires just over the glove hand of Maxwell Allen. And it's looking more like even strength for Oswego as they're attacking the puck.
With the exception of a couple Buffalo rushes, really, Oswego State's had some good offensive zone time while shorthanded.
And we're going to get a stoppage of play while UB was holding the puck. I think this is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Buffalo, and that'll even up the manpower advantage. 41 seconds of 4-on-4, and Oswego State will have an abridged power play that will carry on to period number 2.
The referee didn't signal a player number, so I'm wondering if it was a bench minor.
We'll have to hear what Ryan Burgess has to say,
and really, at this point, you got to be careful. Oswego State doesn't want to get pulled into a trap. UB doesn't want to get pulled into a trap. You know. Oh, actually, it's too many men on the ice. Excuse me. So it was a bench minor, correct?
I could have sworn I saw the T.
So did I.
Either way, too many men on the ice call. Bench minor coming up against UB, and it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 25 seconds. Dumped into the corner by Braden Deming. Matty Asick is able to get it behind the goal line and takes a hit in the process. Zach Candela. Michael Napier. Coming away with it is Anthony Cody. 5 seconds to go until Oswego State will go on their first power play. Stepping back onto the ice. And now a power play for Oswego State. Nicholas Keys up ahead. Marzlik was looking for an open pass at the other blue line. Shot was put on by Cody and a save made by Alex Galossi. Under 40 seconds to go. Ben Weingart had a stick on it. 25. Oswego State is able to get into the zone finally. Ryan Salens tries to pick the corner, and it's a power play goal! Goal number 4, Ryan Salens with his 6th on the year. 4-0 Lakers.
We were just talking about him and his forechecking abilities, and right there, that's really what it all started with. The amped up play at the blue line, turning the puck over, chasing after it. Players skating in. Ryan Salens uses his reach and his long skating stride, making it 4-0. What a snipe pass past the Allen.
Nice shot by Ryan Salens, point blank on Allen. And too many men on the ice call on a power play for UB leads to a power play goal for Oswego State. And Ryan Salens continues Oswego State's dominance here in period number 1. McWilliams, Deming, Carty, and Salens have the Lakers up 4-0 through 20 minutes of play here in Niagara.
And I don't think if you're Oswego State, you can ask for a better way to start that one, as it's 4-0 after 20 minutes. And now here's the thing, and I will bring this up during the intermission report. If you're Oswego State or UB, at least on the UB side, don't take any dumb penalties. I mean, obviously 4-0 is a big deficit, but don't take any dumb penalties. Stay in it. And then if you're Oswego State, don't get drawn into any dumb penalties. Don't let Buffalo's emotions overtake your emotions.
So we saw Rust versus Rust in the opening game with Niagara and Canisius. No rust for the Lakers as it's 4-0 through 20 minutes of play. We'll be back momentarily for the first intermission report here on Oswego ACHA YouTube Live. This is the NECHL semifinals.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first intermission report. Liam Godimer here alongside Ben Grieco, the color guy for tonight, and Ryan Tantalo, right?
Yes.
Did I get that
There we
right?
go.
At least somebody remembered his last name. After one period, Oswego State, they have a 4-0 lead, and they got the party started early. Andrew Carty scoring the first goal for Oswego State. Ben, what did you see especially early on?
I thought it was a slower period. I don't know if you thought the same, Ryan. I thought the first period came out a little slow. Both teams just kind of were just feeling each other out, weren't really going anywhere. Even after Andrew Carty's goal, Oswego State didn't get energized. It was just kind of another day in hockey.
I agree, and UB has had a problem, I think, with slow starts throughout this season. Not this bad, 4-0, but they've had a couple first periods, 1-0, 2-0, and come back from it. But this is different because they came out and basically let Oswego State do whatever they wanted for this entire first period.
And UB had problems specifically in the neutral zone. Oswego clogged it up extremely well. UB was unable to get pretty much any extensive offensive zone time. Most of the play was in UB's end. So looking at the next three goals, we have a marker from Carter McWilliams, Braden Deming, and Joe Marzalek. Did I pronounce that right, Ben?
You did, Joe Marzalek, yeah. So, I think a big part of that, you mentioned a lot of time in the offensive zone for Oswego State. That fourth line for Oswego State, Ryan Salins, Anthony Robinson, and Joe Marzalek, forcing turnovers. Ryan Salins, we mentioned it during the broadcast, 6'4", 6'5", can really stretch out and take the puck away. You got guys like him. You got guys like Joe Marzalek who are just gritty players, and Anthony Robinson, who still carries a really good shot, as we saw a couple times. But that line keeping UB in their zone, allowing guys to go one off at a time, kind of on the fly, and all of a sudden you got the line like Chase Nees or you got Braden Deming out there who can score single-handedly.
Right. That second Oswego goal was a thing of beauty. The passing on that, the way they moved it from one man to the next, all three forwards getting a chance to touch the puck there and putting it home.
And looking at the third Oswego goal, it was immense pressure in the Buffalo zone that forced the turnover, and a shot right in front of the cage beat the Buffalo goaltender right between the legs. So talk a little bit about the pressure that Oswego State is putting on UB, especially in their own defensive zone.
And again, I think it just relates back to that fourth line and slowly changing, but all four lines right now are just forechecking, including the defensive pairings. You had Nicholas Keys off the blue line, forcing plays, especially down at his own end on the blue line, where right now Oswego State just seems as the team does, lock it down.
UB had basically no passing lanes all the entire first period, no shooting lanes, and when Oswego State had the puck in the offensive zone, they were able to move it from point to point, corner to corner, behind the net, in front of the net, and essentially do whatever they wanted to get.
So we
chances.
talked about forcing turnovers. We talked about the neutral zone play. One thing that we didn't talk about yet was the power play, and Oswego State got a chance at the man advantage, and they converted.
I think, and good on them, obviously, it's nothing Oswego State did to earn the power play. It was 4-on-4, or 5-on-4 rather. UB gets called for the too many men bench minor. It's not like Oswego State said, hey, I'm going to pull you off the bench and make it a 6-on-5 or 6-on-4 opportunity. But nonetheless, I think just their disciplined play, and that also relates to Alex Galossi goaltending, where he stops all the shots he faced in the first period, where he was just making some close-in shots. Maxwell Allen making some close-in shots as well, or saves as well, rather. But the strong penalty kill just allows, maybe it throws UB off their game a little bit, and they're not used to seeing such a forceful penalty kill, which leads to the six men on the ice.
And for UB, it's just unacceptable in this game, in this stage, to have the power play and then give it away almost as soon as they had it with just an unforced error, too many men on the ice. That just can't happen, and when they make mistakes like that, the score will show you what happens.
And before we wrap up the first intermission report, let's look at it from the UB perspective. They're down 4-0. What do they have to do? What does their mindset have to be coming out of the locker room with a 4-goal deficit?
I think I'll let Mr. Buffalo, Ryan Tantalo, take that himself.
Well, the number one thing I'd say UB has to do is get better at passing and controlling the puck. That's probably the biggest weakness they have, especially moving from defensive zone to neutral zone to offensive zone. They have a hard time making those passes across the ice and controlling bouncing pucks and those sort of things. And if they can't do that, there's no way they're going to generate any high-quality opportunities.
All right, guys, thank you so much. There you have it. That's the first intermission report for Liam Godimer, Ben Grieco, and Ryan Tantalo. We'll be right back after a short break. It will be Pat Machado and Ben Grieco to take you away for the second period from the Dwyer Ice Arena.
And welcome back to the NECHL playoffs from the Dwyer Arena in Niagara, as the Oswego State Lakers, with an absolutely dominant first period of play, lead the Buffalo Bulls by a score of 4-0. Patrick Machado and Ben Grieco on the call. It was Andrew Carty that got it started, but under 5 minutes into the first period. Assists coming from Chase Neese and Trevor Jubron. Braden Deming and Carter McWilliams would score a minute and 56 seconds apart. Notching assists on the Deming goal was McWilliams and Sansone. McWilliams would follow it up with a goal himself at 16:30, unassisted off a turnover. And then Ryan Salins on a power play goal picks the corner in absolute dominance from the Lakers 20 minutes through.
You got to be careful. Oswego State's taking their time to get out of the locker room as time expires. And I feel like we bring it up every time, ever since the first Niagara game. Oh, team's coming out a little late.
Oh, delay a game.
every time I get there's somewhat either team. Every time there's somewhat delayed, we bring it up just because I've never seen it happen before.
And until we saw it happen, and I think we're just almost excited for it to happen again, almost, with how much we bring it up. No, don't want to see anything like that, especially if it's but it would certainly do wonders for UB.
Oswego State leading 4-0, and Pat, we talked about it a little bit during the intermission show, or intermission report rather, whichever one you want to call it. Quite honestly, Oswego State just needs to keep it going, and UB, as Ryan Tansel said, needs to find some passing lanes. I think right now they're trying to slow the game down when they can't slow the game down because Oswego State's right there at any given time.
Immense pressure from the Oswego State forecheckers, and it's coming from every single line too. 3 out of 4 lines already have a goal in today's game. Max O'Mara in the Oswego State zone. Trevor Jubron on the puck. Turns it over to UB. Firing up and over the net is Michael Napier. On the puck now is Ryan Edwards. Oswego State has a breakout, and they escape the zone. Andrew Carty, who got the scoring started. To the front of the net is Neese. Neese fires just wide and going into the net on his own accord. And popping back up and shaking it off is the first line center for the Lakers. 40 seconds into period number 2.
Looks like his leg might be a little sore the way he jumped up, trying to maybe get the blood flowing there, but he sits down quickly. He went in on his own, but he was battling pretty hard with that UB defender to try to avoid a 2-on-1 situation, which almost happened there for the Lakers, but you don't like to see a player go down. It looks like he's all right, though, because he, as you said, quite literally popped up.
And that's hard, and that's part of the danger of playing in a high-speed game. And
as that first line does.
And I mean by high-speed game, I mean high-speed player himself. Chase Neese and Andrew Carty, some of the fastest players on this Oswego State side.
And there's a penalty off after that.
A hooking call.
I think Neese might have gotten hooked.
How do we both miss that?
I don't know.
Anyway, second power play for the Lakers, their first full one, coming at the opening stages of period number 2. Braden Deming switches places with Chapin, puts it back into the path of Chapin, misses him. Marzalek, Chapin into the body of Thomas McCarron, and it pops over the blue line. Excuse me, it was Matt Bevilacqua, and Lakers will have to reset.
This is technically the second power play unit. It's not the all-forward line, but I think it's a smart move, given that Chase Neese and Trevor Jubron were just on the ice, even though Andrew Carty's out there now.
In the last couple of games, Oswego starting to deviate from that forward line as Braden Deming takes a hit behind the play. Lakers get it out to the blue line. Now on the half wall, Marzalek waits. To the center of the ice is Chapin, tees up a shot, wrist one, glove save made, and now taking exception is Zach Candela.
And the referee immediately points, and I think he's kicking him off. I can't tell if he's kicking him off or kicking him out.
I think they're going to give the penalty to Matro.
For slashing?
And
slashing.
And the way that the referee motioned over to Hyde was almost like a lumberjack chop. I didn't
see Matro. I saw the high cross check, which I guess, yeah, sometimes the referee has to take exception to that when a player goes in close like that. But when it takes the player out and it's pretty high like that, I think it's pretty dangerous. Either side.
Either way, it's a penalty for Oswego State as Candela will not receive a call from that skirmish, and it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 57 seconds. Put out in front and firing up over the net was Anthony Cody. Michael Napier snaps one just wide off the boards, carries around. Martin Simonik is there on the wall. Carter McWilliams wins the scrum. Rink-wide pass just out of the reach of Sansone. Resets back for Matthew Carty to the front of the net. McWilliams just missed the one-timer, looking for number 2. Backing up is Martin Simonik. Spinning and backhanding a pass to Thomas Sansone. 20 seconds left in 4-on-4 play before UB will go on their second power play.
Oswego State taking their time on this rush, trying to set something up.
Missing, gloving it down, and leaving a rebound off the shot from Martin Simonik was Allen, and Salins couldn't get a shot off. Pitched into the corner. Oswego will get their penalty killers out onto the ice as UB goes on to a power play. 1 minute for the Bulls. Anthony Cody left wing over the line. Being watched by Matty Asik, forced behind the goal line. Pass out in front was blocked from getting there. Scrum on the wall. Resets back up top is UB, and Ryan Kelly mishandled it at the line. And UB will have to reset once again.
Kind of just a bad break there. UB had it going, then all of a sudden just a mishandle of the puck, and they're back out of their own zone, our offensive zone.
Halfway through the power play, 30 seconds to go. They had an abridged one. That's why it's halfway. Shot from the far outside. Sticked. Save made by Galossi. Michael Napier fired that shot. Here he is at the top of the point. Wrist one. Blocker save made by Galossi. Swept into the corner by Oswego State. Salins couldn't clear the puck out of the zone. 3 seconds in the power play. Mataletto to the front of the net. Save made Galossi. And Galossi comes up with a glove save on the rebound.
That's a huge save from Alex Galossi, diving up and just getting the puck as he goes down. That was incredible. As the power play expires, the Lakers now have a chance to clear out of their own zone.
Zach Candela with a one-time shot on a rebound opportunity from a save on Alex Galossi. And sprawling out to make the save is the senior goaltender for the Lakers. And it keeps this game at 4-0. Back to five-a-side hockey. Chase Neese with Andrew Carty. Carty! And the pass was just off the reach of his stick on the feed from Neese.
A lot of backdoor type plays, and I think the Lakers just need to switch start try to get those rebound type plays instead of the backdoor.
It seems to be working for them so far.
It does. The backdoor does seem to be working, but the rebound I think is what's going to help especially on a play like that right there.
Stealing the puck away deep in the Lakers zone is UB from Nicholas Keese. Kicked at the blue line by Pauly. And the stick of Andrew Carty helps it out into the neutral zone. Back into the Lakers zone is Tacone. His shot off of the defender, Matty Asik. Carty tried to turn it forward, and he had a little heavy touch on it. And Alex Galossi has to make a save from the neutral zone. 15-19 to go in period number 2. No goals in this period. It's still a 4-0 lead for the Lakers. Pauly helps it in the neutral zone. Oswego State is offside as Trevor Jubron tried to bring it in. As the puck
Andrew
came
Carty
to
was
him.
a couple feet ahead.
And I wasn't disputing it. But making a quick play when the puck came to him was Jubron, which is what led to that offside call. Face-off won by UB. Taken back into the Lakers zone by Tacone. With a long bouncing puck. Max O'Mara was in the area of it, so icing is waved off. Zajac chases after him. Penalty coming up against the Lakers, I believe.
Against the Bulls.
Against the Bulls. I thought
Ryan Durand was taken down.
See, I thought that the Bull might have had possession when the arm went up, so I thought it was against the Lakers, but it will go against the Bulls, sending the Lakers to their next power play.
And so far, both penalties have resulted in another penalty from the opposite team. Neither team has had a full 2-minute power play yet, or penalty kill for that matter.
So John Zajac getting the gate for the Bulls. Oswego State to a power play, and there's that first power play unit out for them.
They weren't able to get out the last time.
Buffalo cleared it right off the draw, so starting from their own end are the Lakers. Pass just missed Chase Neese in the neutral zone. Carter McWilliams is pressuring the puck. Zach Candela trying to keep the play alive, but it squirts to the Lakers. Ryan Durand buying some time, goes down low, return pass to Durand. McWilliams and Durand exchange. Cross ice pass to the opposite faceoff circle, couldn't be handled cleanly. Thomas Sansone played a pass off a stick. Squirts loose to Belavacqua. Cleared out by UB. Minute 18 to go in the penalty. Alex Galossi almost with a dangerous pass into the area of Ryan Kelly, picked up by Carter McWilliams, who plays it off the stick of Aledo. Chase Neese. Aledo putting on the pressure, escaping of the Lakers. Now skating forward is McWilliams, being watched by Trigilio. Pass out in front, misses everybody, and Lakers will have to reset once again. Not much on this power play for Oswego.
The second power play unit now, both units hitting the ice in 1 2 minute time frame. See if the second unit does anything better. They did score the last time.
Sarah brings it into the zone. At the front of that is Salins. Salins with the puck. Backhand shot. There's a rebound. Swept away by UB. Braden Deming with the shot. Blocked in front by Zach Candela. Poked at the line, but finally Napier is able to take it out for the Bulls. And Napier is bringing it up ahead. Backhand shot. Save made Galossi. There's a rebound out in front once again. And Aledo couldn't settle it down to get a shot off. 16 seconds. Aledo lays one off on the right side. Shot. Save made by Galossi by Anthony Cody's shot. Scary sequence for Oswego State. Cleared out once again by UB.
So that power play, oh, I apologize,
Yep,
Pat, but that power play was unsuccessful. But that second unit, I think, is going to be the one that clicks tonight.
The power play is over, and you're right. They're the only line that was able to get some offensive zone time on that power play, and Ryland Salins beats out the icing call. Pass to the front of the net was blocked by the skate of a Bull. And escaping the zone now is Andrew Sizz. And excuse me, it was Dylan Foresta. Should have went with my first instinct. Oswego State wins possession. Bringing it is Martin Simitic. Tied up with Marzalek. Marzalek plays one into the skate of Trigilio. Here is Trigilio in the neutral zone. Flips it deep into Oswego State territory. 8 minutes gone, period number 2. Still a 4-0 lead for Oswego State. Marzalek flips it to the opposite blue line, trying to settle it down was Corning. It's onside, poked into the corner by Matt Ucardi, and the Bulls are going to go to another penalty. Taking a hit was Anthony Robinson, and they are going to blow the play dead as shaken up behind the play was Zach Candela.
Candela was holding the stick of Matt Carty, so I wonder if it's going to. I don't think it's going to be a double minor. I don't think that the referee just blew it dead because of that tangled up. I think it is going to be slashing or tripping, though, slashing against UB. But I don't think they're going to pick up that holding the stick, what could have been, I should say, a holding the stick minor.
And it will be Zach Candela who gets the penalty.
So just like back to the power play.
Back to the power play is Oswego State. Their second potential for a full power play here is first line back out there. Winning the draw is Chase Neese. Carter McWilliams to the blue line. Durand. Sansone. Pass goes off of a UB Bull. Settled down by McWilliams. Fired by Drew Braun right into the chest of Maxwell Allen, who stops play. 14 seconds elapsed on this power play. 11:23 to go, period number 2. And some pushing and shoving and words being exchanged in front of Allen.
Maybe congratulating each other being at the semifinal game. Who knows? I don't think that's what they're saying.
Little how you doings.
Well, yeah. Good to see you again.
Where are you getting dinner after the game?
Maybe asking for dinner recommendations since we're in the Buffalo area.
Durand. Shot goes off of McCarron. And UB is going to look to turn it into offense. Excuse me, that was Bevilacqua. Oswego State resets behind the goal line. On the right side, Sansone in the middle for Ryan Durand. Duran shoots it into the Buffalo zone. Sansone has it carry all the way around to him. Mishandles it, but's able to get it down for McWilliams. Cross ice pass deflected, and Sansone is able to settle it down once again. McWilliams on the back door, and he's got his second of the game. His 5th goal for Oswego State. Well, the 5th goal for Oswego State. His 15th goal of the season. 5-0 power play goal.
I was just going to make a comment that this first line has to stop doing that long cross ice pass because UB has stopped every one. But Sansone just connected with Carter McWilliams for the one-timer, so I guess I'll shut my mouth.
Carter McWilliams, 2 goals, 1 assist on the game. He's got 3 points, leads the Lakers tonight. And Oswego State well in the driver's seat for Niagara tomorrow. 5-0 ahead of the midpoint of regulation. Slapping one on goal is Trigilio, and Alex Galossi freezes play.
And really, at this point, I don't like to have the jinx of, all right, Oswego will see you in the see you in the jinx, so we'll see Oswego Niagara in the championship game. But I mean, at this point, you gotta think so, right?
Let's save that for the 3rd period. In the neutral zone is Trigilio. Trying to settle it down was Anthony Robinson. Salins pokes it into the zone. Long stretch pass, finds the stick of Valeto at the Oswego State blue line. Firing is Cody, just wide of the net of Alex Galossi. Back to the blue line. Andrew Sizz hesitating in front of Galossi. He made a save off of a really tight angle of the UB attacker. Marzalek to the front of the net and just out of the reach of Martin Simonek, who pinches down from the blue line. Everybody wants a piece of the points tonight, and a penalty will be coming up once again. And this one also will be against UB. It's a slashing minor.
I think someone's stick broke. I don't know whose it was. I might have been the UB player's stick who's broke. And that would have been number 22, Ben Weingart, who gets the penalty. And it's a 5-minute.
5-minute major.
Do you think at that point it's just because it was well after the play on top of the game situation?
Or I'm going to take an ear off my headphones so I can listen to what Burgess has to say. But a 5-minute unreleasable major penalty. And Oswego State with a chance to really put this one out of reach. Trevor Jubron goes down and saves it. Into the corner. Back up top now. Jubron one-timer sails up and over the net. Duran down lower. Duran receives the pass back again. A 5-minute major for slashing confirmed by public address announcer Ryan Burgess.
I can say in my 23 years of life, I've never heard of a 5-minute slashing.
I knew it was
major.
possible. I've just never seen it. Trevor Jubron calling for that backdoor pass. It was deflected inadvertently in front by a Bull, and able to make the save was Maxwell Allen. And it was almost an own goal from UB, and if it seems like everything's going wrong for the Bulls, that would have just put a cherry on top.
I hate sounding like a biased announcer since we are the Oswego State ACHA broadcasters, but I mean, at this point, this is Oswego State's game.
You have to call it like you see it. You know what I mean? UB hasn't really been able to get anything going, and even on that faceoff, Oswego State wins. Stick save made by Maxwell Allen off of the shot from Braden Deming up top. Marzalek behind the goal line. To the blue line. Jay Chapin back down for Marzalek. Marzalek overlooks the zone. Looking for Olaine, skidding up the circle. Leaves it off for Jay Chapin. Chapin making a move. Has to skate down low. Turned over to Candela, who flips it the sheet of the ice. 3:50 to go in the major penalty to Weingart. 8.5 in period number 2. Marzalek in over the line. Usually that's Deming. Deming to his forehand, and saves made by Allen. To the blue line, but not out. Jay Chapin made the save. Into the slot is Carty. Drops it off for Deming! And that's goal number 6. Braden Deming, his second goal of the evening.
That was so I don't mean to cut you off, Pat, but that was really good awareness by Andrew Carty to just leave it off for Braden Deming right on top of the slot. Braden Deming is left wide open, obviously, because it's 5-on-4, but left wide open right at the top of the slot, and he's got a heck of a shot to hit the top of the net.
As you just saw.
As we just saw.
6-0 Lakers. 2 goals in period number 2. 4 goals in period number 1. Braden Deming and Carter McWilliams each have 2. Power play continues on this unreleasable major penalty to Weingart. Dumped in deep by Oswego. Chasing after his own dump in is Ryan Durand. On the right wing corner, Thomas Sansone. Calling for it on the other side is McWilliams. Gives it to Nice instead. Nice returns the pass to Sansone. To the blue line. Wrists one. Deflected in front by Nice. And Durand's rebound shot is saved by Allen. Into the middle. Trying to shoot, that was Nice. Blocked in front. Saved to the line by Sansone. Nice. Flipped into the corner. Continuing the cycle around. McWilliams. Gibron's weak shot just goes wide of Maxwell Allen, and it's cleared out of the zone by Andrew Sizz, who has some pushing and shoving with Nice.
It looked like Allen was trying to get in the way of Nice, kind of just being a wall almost.
Trevor Gibron freezes, puts in a pass into the slot, and Martin Simonik couldn't get a shot off, and Buffalo survives. 2 minutes to go in the penalty. 6:40 to go in period number 2. Patrick Machado and Ben Grieco from the Dwyer Ice Arena in Niagara for the NECHL semifinals. Right, one of these teams right now, it's looking like Oswego will face them tomorrow for the Memorial Cup. Andrew Corning, centering pass, and getting across to make the save on Martin Simonik's shot was Allen.
There was a little behind the net or behind the play penalty for both sides, and neither team happy about no calls.
Backhanded out by UB's number 14, Ryan Edwards, but not out. Sarah plays it off the skate of Trujillo. Matiasik. Sarah. Shot again right into the skate of Trujillo. Coming up with a block. Matiasik fakes the slap shot. Shanking the slap shot on the left circle. Coming out to Robinson. Save made by Allen.
Sorry, I just saw Andrew Corning try the Michigan, and I couldn't help but laugh because he was kind of close.
You're up 6-0. I guess now's the time to do it. Hit a playoff game? Who would have thought? Salins over to Marzalek. Marzalek just wide. Having to chase after it was Carty. Excuse me, that was Jay Chapin. Jacob Bull was able to help it over the blue line. Marzalek. Cleared out by UB's Jacob Bull. 20 seconds to go until roll back to five-a-side hockey. Here's Braden Deming. Takes it behind the goal line. Marzalek. Back for Deming. Deming fires just wide of the stick side of Allen. 2 seconds and 1. Back to five-a-side hockey. Pass to the middle of the ice. Never made its way to Carty. Anthony Robinson converges on the puck. Resets back at the blue line, but coming out of the box, coming to help out in support of the play was Foresta. And finally dumping it deep and chasing after it is UB with some offensive zone time. Sizz has it into the neutral zone. Dumped in deep by UB. Jay Chapin the first on the puck. Watching him is Mataletto. Going to work on the boards is Aletto. Squirts out into neutral ice and dumped into the opposite corner once again by Sizz. And took a weird deflection and out of play.
How's that possible?
I'm trying to figure it out myself.
Did the puck just defy physics?
Is there a Scoro hole in the boards?
I guess. It hit the yellow of the bottom of the board that went into the netting. Also, like flip.
It's a weird game, isn't it?
I'm a journalism guy, not a science guy.
Clearly. Neither am I. Into the zone is Stephen Matro. Anthony Robinson to the front of the net. Corning. Shot once again by Matro. Gloved and held by Maxwell Allen. And little mismatch on those lines as they moved Anthony Robinson up to replace Durand on that third line.
I think, Durand was just on the power play.
That is true.
So they're probably trying to get guys rest, you know. You don't want to overwork guys, especially at this point, considering they are most likely playing tomorrow against Niagara.
Fair enough. Game kind of caught me off guard, if I'm being completely honest.
I think it caught everyone off guard.
3:35 to go, and in the first real lopsided game of these NECHL playoffs. Trigilio has to chase it back into his own end. Braden Deming putting the pressure on him with the hit is Sansone on the wall. UB just able to escape, but not so as Sarah gets a good stick in the way. Sarah off the outside of the goal. Carter McWilliams to the center of the ice. Misses everybody, nobody was at the point. Settled down by Alex Galossi. 3 minutes to go in period number 2. Matty Jasek had the puck go off of him. Turned over to Mataletto. To the front of the net is Anthony Cody. Put towards Alex Galossi, and Oswego State survives. In the corner is Cody. Shoved to the boards by Sarah. To the front of the net, looking for a lane to shoot is Foresta. Unable to do so, and back into the zone is Chase Neese. Drop pass. Neese from Carty. Neese to the front of the net, and was through some skates, so unable to get a stick on it was Oswego. Aleto. Rink wide pass. Tapping it is Matthew Carty. Anthony Cody into the corner. Picking the puck up is Jacob Bull. Taking over is Andrew Carty once again. Carty off the body of Bevilacqua. Bouncing puck, settled down by Chase Neese. Saving it at the line, taken deep by Trevor Dubron, who backhanded a shot, and Maxwell Allen comes up with the stop. Under 2 minutes to go, period number 2. Carter McWilliams and Braden Deming have the goals in the second period of play. They both have 2 goals on the evening, and it's a 6-0 lead for Oswego State, icing Buffalo.
I mean, at this point, I think Oswego State, I mean, I don't want to say, you know, just finish it out, but don't be dumb. I think I've said it a few times now. There's not much else I can say. Don't be dumb. Take your time. You're up 6-0. Figure out some plays. Maybe try some things out, and close this one out. Not much more you can say.
What more could you ask for? Out of the scrum is Ryan Durand. Stick save made by Allen. Durand picks the puck up again as it hopped over to the stick of Cody. Put one to the front of the net and missed the goal. Sharp angle try, Matty Jasek, and I think that one might have just kissed the crossbar. It took a funny deflection and almost went into the net. Durand from his skate to his stick. Too heavy on his touch. Nick Pauly picks it up for UB. 1 minute to go in period number 2. Ryan Durand takes a hit from Tim Allen. Durand and Allen battle. Dumped into Oswego State zone by Bevilacqua. And excuse me, UB zone. I think he was just looking for an area, but the UB stick was the one that got it. On that dump in too, which was icing.
Martin Simonek wins the race, speeding into the defense, into his own defensive zone, just beating out Ryan Edwards. And this, it's still a pretty. I don't know about you, Pat. I still think it's a pretty slow-paced game.
I agree.
There's not a ton of, on either side, there's not really a ton of hyped up energy, if you will.
And no, it's not. I think Oswego State is just looking to either be done with this or keep the scoring going, and you're down 6-0. It's anything. It can't be anything but deflating. Half a minute to go in period number 2. With the puck is Max O'Mara. D-to-D pass with 20 seconds.
Oh, boy.
Just went to the bench as it deflected off of Ryan Salins, over by the Oswego State bench.
Almost took out equipment manager Chris Brewster.
Happy 21st birthday to Chris Brewster, joining the club on Friday.
I didn't know it was his birthday yesterday. I would have said something.
And he spent it in Niagara.
I would have said something had I known it was his birthday. Huh.
I could have named multiple establishments on Bridge Street that I would have rather been at. But
now I feel like a jerk.
Wish him a belated. Andrew Carty gets past, tried to center a pass out in front. Diving block made by Weingart. Max O'Mara with a last-second opportunity and takes a hit from Zajac. Linesman will separate the two sides. Oswego State 20 minutes away from a date with Niagara.
And that'll be a revenge date, if you will, both short-term and long-term. Short-term, obviously, Niagara took the series 2-1 during the regular season. Oswego State beat Niagara 3-2 on home ice just a few weeks ago. But at the same time, 2 years ago, it was 6-0. It was the Niagara championship in the NECHL.
And I feel like that's one toxic relationship that I can certainly 100% throw my full support to and get behind. Now, what can the Buffalo Bulls do to spoil the party? Can they? It's a tall task, that's for sure.
So, spoiling the party, I would hypothetically think means coming back and winning, right? In a game like that. In any game, spoiling usually means winning. But in this case, I think spoiling just means try to wear Oswego State out, maybe get a goal or two to kind of deflate Oswego State at some point. But right now, you just got to get something going.
It's Braden Deming and Carter McWilliams adding to the Laker lead. 2 goals to make it 6-0 for Oswego State through 40 minutes of play. Coming up is the second intermission report here on Oswego ACHA YouTube Live. This is the NECHL semifinals from Dwyer Ice Arena in Niagara, New York.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second intermission report. Liam Godimer here alongside Grieco and Ryan Cantaloupe, as always. And guys, last time we spoke, it was a 4-0 Oswego lead after 1. Now we're after 2, and that lead has jumped to 6. 2 goals, one by Braden
And I think right now the big thing is just Buffalo just needs to play calm. I get it. It's 6-0. You don't want to be in that situation ever. Just play hockey. Maybe try to get a goal or two to amp up your own confidence or your own stats, whatever it may be. But just play some hockey.
Definitely not the period they hoped for, not the game they hoped for. They did. I saw some positives out there for the Bulls, a few of them, a little bit of crisper passing. I thought for sure that was something that they still need to work on, but it was better in the second. But you're just not going to win any games when the entire game is played in one period, and the Bulls were on defense for the entire second period. 22 shots faced by Maxwell Allen, and 2 of those ended up going in.
Absolutely well said, guys. And the biggest, I guess, thing in that second period was the 5-minute major to Buffalo, and that resulted in 2 power play goals for Oswego State. They could score as many times as they want. Ben, what did you see on the power play for Oswego State and on the 5-minute major? Did you think it was warranted?
I didn't see the actual penalty itself, but I think based off, I guess if you want to talk about warranting the penalty, given the situation, I think any normal slashing would have been a 2-minute minor. I mean, that's what we're accustomed to for hockey. But when it comes to the situation, you're down 4-0. When it comes to how behind the play it was, out of aggression, you broke your own stick. I guess maybe the 5-minute was warranted. But in terms of their power play, Oswego State got a couple units out there just to try some things. They threw a third unit out there, which hasn't really been seen before this season. So right now, I think the big thing is just trying to maybe prepare for tomorrow. What can we possibly use on the power play? Obviously, like I said during the broadcast, I was about to say Oswego State needs to stop doing these cross-ice passes. Then they do one, and it works. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Ben, you said looking forward to tomorrow. Are you already writing UB off for 2 periods?
Oh, I
am.
hate to do it. All right, if Ryan.
UB fan Ryan might want to.
If Ryan's saying it, I guess I'll say it. I think Oswego and Niagara are going to be in the championship tomorrow for short-term revenge, like I said in podcast, and long-term revenge just a couple years ago.
All right, and Ryan, anything to add about that 5-minute major and the kill for the Bisons?
Well, all I could tell you is that the Bulls were very upset with that call, and they've been upset with the officiating throughout this game. And I'm not going to point fingers at the officials and say these were good or bad calls, because obviously that frustration is more to do with the score than the calls themselves. But I could see this game taking an ugly turn if the calls continue to add up for the Bulls.
There was one play that I do want to point out that Nick Sierra did blatantly trip someone behind the play, which got the Buffalo State bench going. And I think that's really what you're probably referring to, Ryan, is that obviously just get the game over with, but a play like that, I think just to keep both sides happy, you got to call it.
And just to bounce off of that, even at the start of the second period, when you look at the Buffalo State bench, they just look defeated. And, it was a 4-0 game at that point. There's still 40 minutes of hockey to play. Of course, after 40, it's 6-0. So from the Buffalo perspective, how are you feeling going into the third, and what's the mindset? What is the coach telling the team?
I think, like I told Pat during the broadcast, I think the big thing is by spoiling the game. Usually spoiling means, we're coming big for the big upset. We're down X amount of goals, and we're going to win. Right now, I think spoiling is just putting on as much pressure as you can, wear Oswego State out for tomorrow, maybe get a goal or two just for like I said, for your own confidence. That's spoiling the game at this point, showing some life.
I agree, and I could definitely see some amped-up physicality from the Bulls, especially maybe the seniors, who this could be the last period of hockey in their college career. And we've seen some blood boil over between these two teams previously during the regular season, and I really hope that doesn't happen again, but you never know.
Thank you, guys. Well, that will do it for the second intermission report. We're going to head to a quick break, and then right after that, it's Pat Machado and Ben Grieco back on the call live from the Dwyer Ice Arena for the third period. Don't miss it.
And welcome back to the Dwyer Ice Arena for the final 20 minutes of play between the Oswego State Lakers and the Buffalo Bulls in the NECHL Memorial Cup playoffs. Patrick Machado and Ben Grieco on the call. It was Carter McWilliams and Braden Deming getting the goals, each of their second in the second period of play. Both goals, again, coming in pretty quick succession. 1 minute and 35 seconds. That was quicker than the stretch in period number one. Just to recap, in the first period, it was Andrew Carty, Braden Deming, Carter McWilliams, and Ryan Salins scoring in sequence. Getting the assists is Thomas Sansone on the fifth goal of the game, and the McWilliams second. Andrew Carty with his second point of the game on the Deming goal, and Marzalek hitting the score sheet as well.
In this game, you just got to make sure, as we said several times during the intermission report, as we said toward the end of the period, just make sure you don't let it get out of control. Buffalo, I think, to put it bluntly, Niche, is to have that gamesmanship that we were talking about with Oswego State. Don't get drawn into anything.
Certainly, and especially given the fact that you have a really tough matchup tomorrow against Niagara, and certainly don't want to potentially lose any players. Here's a 2-on-1. Braden Deming with Sansone. Deming fires on the short side. Misses up and over. So again, Oswego State with the jump right out of the gate. Here's Ryan Kelly. Oswego State takes over possession. Sarah had the puck poked away from him by Dylan Foresta. Valeto. Forced behind the net by Braden Deming. Resets back at the blue line. Big shot taken by Trigilio. Easy save made by Alex Galossi, who covers up.
I think UB now seeing some offense, maybe like we were talking during the intermission, maybe that's how they spoil it. They get, they get one, and I mean, not that you're satisfied, but you kind of took Oswego offense momentum.
Yeah, certainly, and I don't think you would even see like a good celebration from it either. Just get back to the circle and hope you can make a game of it. Stephen Matro turns it over to Cody, who fires it wide of Galossi. Converging on the puck is Tim Allen. Allen battles in the corner. Bevilacqua comes away with the puck. Resets back at the blue line. Wrist shot just dribbles wide of the far post, taken by Nick Pauly. Cody spins it around the boards once again. Laker gets to it unimpeded. Turned over at the blue line, though. Shot by Sizz, goes off of a stick. Wide of the net. Sizz receives it back once again. Turned over to Ryan Durand, who couldn't settle it down quick enough to get a breakaway back the other way. And has to be the most sustained offense that we've seen from the Bulls thus far.
Oswego State looks like, I mean, as this game, entire game, the pace is just a little slow. I think Oswego State in that mentality is, all right, let's just get out of here.
I got 18 minutes before that can happen. Matro with an alley-oop pass. Michael Napier picks it up unimpeded. D for Weingart. Try to make a move was Zajac and loses the handle on the puck. Back quickly is Napier, who shoots on Galossi and into his chest, and stopping play is the senior goaltender.
I want to say that's his only. That might be his second or third save of the period, which puts him at. Let me do math real quick.
2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.
24 saves. Which, I mean.
That was amazing timing on that.
It was. About 24 saves, which, I mean, on any given night, that's usually a pretty good night.
And a very quiet night for Galossi down. 200 feet away from where the offense has been happening. Flipped into the neutral zone by Ben Weingart. Settled down by Jay Chapin over to Nicholas Keys. Keys battles on the wall with Edwards. Dump in was blocked by a Oswego stick. Salins chases after it in the corner. Marzalek is there to help out as well. Anthony Robinson takes over possession. Played it off the body of a bull, and back the other way comes Buffalo. Freezing on the brakes is Napier. Continues to cycle around. Nicholas Keys. Rink wide pass trying to find Cardi. Didn't get its target. Allen out to play it as there was no icing because of the deflection. Nees wins possession to the front of the net. Fires point blank. And an easy save for Allen. Didn't get that far enough out in front. Had a little sharp angle on that try.
Wasn't really a chance for a rebound either, the way Allen pushed that to the far side corner, where he didn't really have a chance for either guy since they were all right there on that side as well to get the rebound shot.
Trevor Jubron. Now Max O'Mara takes the puck off the boards. Pass over to Jubron. Does get to him. He was deflected by Foresta. Jubron gets past his man. Put out into the middle of the ice. Missed Cardi. Firing is Sierra. Blocked before it got to Allen. Jubron now knees in the opposite corner. One-timer, Matiasek shanked the shot, and UB will have an easy exit. Trying to go back on an offensive try to the front of the net. Glove down by Galossi to cut off the pass to Candela, who is waiting on the back door.
It's good awareness by Galossi just to grab it. It looks like he might be, maybe something rained over his glove. He looks like he's holding his hand. Maybe he got ran into on the wrist and might have bent back a little bit. But a couple fan slap shots from Max O'Mara and Josh Matiasek in the offensive zone, looking to maybe get the defense involved a little bit.
And why not? Get your blue liners some points. Either that or they're just as discombobulated as I seem to be. Or at least the way I think I am. 15 and a half to go, period number 3. Oswego State with a 6-0 lead. Luke Fidel beats out Chapin to the puck. Simonik returns it to Jay Chapin. Iron Man for Oswego with the program record in all-time games played. Fidel helps it into the Oswego zone. Durand meets Colin Thomas on the wall. Durand has to reverse back behind the goal line. Bull putting on the pressure. Durand has to force again as UB is really clogging up the neutral zone, just trying to prevent Oswego State from moving forward. Andrew Sizz dumps it in.
And again, this might be the way they spoil it. Oswego State has been playing with a lot of momentum for their first 40 minutes. You know, obviously a 6-0 win at this point is a 6-0 win, but momentum is huge. And if Oswego State doesn't feel good after the third period, that might play into tomorrow.
Corning banked off the wall. Matro plays it off the glass. Glove down by Napier. Skating it forward is Ben Weingart. Weingart right wing over the line, drops it off for Allen. Allen puts one on goal, going wide anyway, but Alex Galossi stops play with 14:11 to go in regulation.
And right now, Oswego State, I think, I feel like I've said this 100 times. I feel like a broken record.
You and me both.
They just want to get out of here. You know, I think they're trying to slow play down a little bit, trying to take their time, not waste too much energy before tomorrow, and just get out of here with a semifinal win.
And not the game that we expected to see here this evening. Faced off one clean lead by UB. Weingart put one towards the goal. It went off of the stick of Robinson. Home run pass trying to find Salins. Nice diving bop by Weingart. And the play is offside, as I believe that was, I'm not going to name a player. Somebody was ahead of the play 14 minutes to go.
No, I want to say it was Robinson, but Ryan Salins, an incredible dive from Buffalo or the UB defense to just get out there and avoid the Ryan Salins breakaway. Actually, I believe it was Joe Marzlak on the other side. Now that I think about it.
See, that's why I didn't want to do it. You got a 1-in-3 shot. Can't exactly flip a coin and choose who it was.
I have a 3-sided coin, Pat.
Should sell that on eBay. Michael Napier deep in the zone. Up ahead into the neutral zone. Robinson sweeps it over the blue line for UB. Napier is able to maintain possession, though. Skates coast to coast, fires on Galossi, who stands up to make the save and has it trapped in his glove against his chest.
I don't think it was even his glove. It was on the opposite. I think it was on his blocker. Or no, he did have it his glove.
Yeah, I think it's his glove.
It like the way he held up his blocker made it look like he had it on that side.
It was an awkward save, that's for sure.
Nonetheless, a save.
They don't ask how, they ask how many, and it's 6 for Oswego.
And about 26 or 27 for Alex Galossi.
And nothing for Buffalo. 2-on-2. Matro to the front of the net. Pass to him was blocked. Andrew Corning with the feed. Peter Tacone. Puck taken away by Ryan Durand, who has to take a hit from Zajac in doing so. Andrew Corning and John Zajac go to battle. Coming away with it is Durand, and it's going to be an interference call coming up against the Lakers with a little shoulder after the play is Corning on Zajac, and Buffalo will go to the power play.
And I guess maybe that's just the oh no, it's Josh Matiasik that goes to the box.
Penalty was called to end the play. It wasn't the after the whistle stuff.
So, I mean, I guess at some point, you know, there's the interference call. Oswego State, you know, I think the refs are going to try to keep this a pretty tight game so nothing gets out of hand at this point.
UB back to the power play. They are 0 on the night. Sizz at the top of the zone. Plays catch with Trigilio. Trigilio, cross-ice pass out of the way of Cody. It was poked into his path by Matro, but it's cleared out by Oswego State.
Anthony Robinson, a nice clear there to really, with good hockey vision, realize where the puck was and just spin around and dump it down.
Back on another rush are the Bulls. And over the line is Cody. Cody takes a stick check. Overlooks the zone. From the skate to a stick is Allen. Deflection by a Laker out in front. Loose puck put at by Allen. Alex Galossi is down there trying to put it out in front. And Galossi covers up to make the save on a dangerous chance created by a deflection off of a Laker player in front of goal.
Lying down on his back, he throws the arm out and gets a glove on it. And what an incredible save. And in a game like this, even though Alex Galossi hasn't seen a ton of really tough, quality, grade A chances or sneaky chances, at this point, I think he's trying to prove it to himself. You know what I mean?
Alex Galossi does not have a clean sheet on the year. Certainly would be a nice one to get in a playoff game to send them to the Memorial Cup final. Over the blue line once again, and having to reset is Aleto. 8 minutes into period number 3, 50 seconds to go in the penalty to Matiasik. Aleto. Nicholas Sira. Up the wall, Candela couldn't handle the pass, and recoiling once again is UB. Candela from Napier. Candela turns on the Jets. Freezes. Turned over to Marzalek, who just is able to get it over the blue line. Nothing for UB. Aleto. Candela on the right wing. To the front of the net was Ryan Kelly. Candela's shot was saved by Galossi. Thrown out in front. Marzalek there to intercept. And that will do it for the power play for UB.
Lakers power penalty killing looking pretty good. Obviously, Alex Galossi stood on his head, or rather laid on his back right there. But he looked pretty good, and now the Lakers get another offensive chance.
Andrew Corning into the zone. The pass from Matro looking to spring him on a breakaway was just out of his reach. Centering pass. Napier is able to intercept it, and nice speed by Foresta to beat out the icing call on Nicholas Keys. Or with Nicholas Keys. Here is Keys. Chopping one to the far side. Durand is on the wall. Working on it is Fidel. Matiasik is able to come away with the puck. Matiasik. Matro's on the left. Drop pass to him. Able to continue the cycle behind and shoving off the hit from Fidel. And Fidel took the worst of that altercation.
Matro's a pretty gritty player when it comes down to it. Obviously, he can score when given the opportunity, but he's a very gritty, just hard-nosed player.
Wasn't even knocked off balance by that contact attempt from Fidel, who has the puck. Andrew Sizz puts one on Alex Galossi and marked that down as another save for him. Into the slot. Pauly shoots. Nice glove save by Galossi, who just reaches out and snatches it away.
I mean, with 9:45 left at this point, I think UB has shown a good amount of offense in the last few minutes where, you know, again, bringing up that spoiling conversation, just show Oswego State you got some offense with you.
So an offensive zone draw for UB to the left of Alex Galossi, being taken by Bevilacqua of the Bulls. Shot off the draw, couldn't be handled by Galossi, who
I don't
made
think
the
he
save.
saw it coming.
He didn't. He made the save, but wasn't able to get a rebound. Wanting a penalty is Allen. Not going to come. Here's Thomas Sansone. Loses the puck. Weingart is able to maintain possession for the Bulls, but McWilliams is there. Sansone to the front of the net. Backhands a shot looking for the far post, and just a little too fine. Throws it across the goal mouth. Missing the pass of the blue line was Max O'Mara. Alex Galossi spinning it around once again. Cody with a hit on Matty Asik. Braden Deming in the right wing. 9 minutes to go, period number 3. Oswego State with a 6-0 lead. Ahead is Sansone. Pulls a move, fires a shot. Save made by Allen. 8:43 to go. 41, 40,
The
39.
clock is running.
They don't know. And
There it goes.
there we
8:37.
8:37 is where they'll stop it.
I mean, is anyone really going to get mad over it?
The referees certainly aren't going
Nice.
to correct it. Nobody on UB's bench there as well, but they are going to. I thought they were going to freeze it for a second, but clock is rolling once again. Tacone fires it over to the glove hand of Galossi. Couldn't save it at the blue line with Trigilio. He's there with Andrew Carty. Loose puck goes to Candela. Candela. His dump in might have went off of a stick. Picking it up is Martin Simonek, fanning on his pass. UB will try to put some offense on. Penalty coming up to the Lakers. Trying to stuff one is Ryan Edwards. Jubron touches up. It's a slashing
Or a high sticking.
A high sticking call up against Martin Simonek. And you talk about the issue about players being oversized compared to other players, and that's certainly one that doesn't help out the man from the Czech Republic who takes the penalty for Oswego.
It looks like he was. I don't want to say he's frustrated with the call. It sounded like he was just frustrated with himself after that. You know, another stoppage, another time where Oswego State's down, and they just you know, I think Martin Simonek was just a little frustrated given the circumstances.
And the fact that if you were to take those exact same penalties tomorrow against the Purple Eagles, you saw what they did to Kinesis earlier in the game, especially when you had that 5-minute call. Save made by Galossi, and then those 2 misconducts. Was there a 5-minute? I think that was this game, not last game.
What's that?
The 5-minute call. Why did I?
The 5-minute major slashing came in today's game. The 2 misconducts came against Canisius and
Yeah, that's what I was going back
Niagara,
on.
sorry.
I said 5 minutes, but long day, long weekend.
and it's not over yet.
Yes, we will have the NECHL Memorial Cup final tomorrow. Puck drop is scheduled for 4:15. Again, coverage can be found right here on Oswego ACHA YouTube Live. Special thanks to all of the people that have worked on the broadcasts this weekend. Tim Allen moving in on goal. Penalty is going to be coming up against the Lakers. And a 5-on-3.
I'm going to guess that's going against Jay Chapin. My guess would be hooking.
Chapin getting the call. Yes,
And I
as he
guess I
skates
think
to
this
the
is just
box.
trying to control both teams, and you know, let UB get a couple calls, show some offense, and go from there.
So 7:17 to go in period number 3. Oswego State in their worst situation of the game so far. It's a 5-on-3 for the next minute 13 seconds. Face off won by UB. Anthony Cody. Andrew Sizz at the top of the point. One-timer by Cody and blocked in front by Nicholas Sierra. Allen gets a return pass from behind the net. Skating all the way up, D to D. Sizz, Cody skating in on Galossi, and think it might have rid off of his stick or taken a deflection. Either way, it goes up and over. Missing the pass was Bevilacqua. Anthony Cody back to the blue line. Bevilacqua once again. Behind the net. To the wall for Trigilio. Trigilio teeing up a wrister, goes to Cody instead. Getting out to make the save is Alex Galossi, and cleared out by Nicholas Sira.
I think that might have hit the outside of the post anyway, but still, good on Alex Galossi to get the leg out, show some flexibility, something I'm extremely jealous of, and nice save by him.
Great save getting across from post to post to prevent that one-timer by Cody. 5 seconds to go until the Lakers return Martin Simonik to the ice. And by the time the Bulls get there, it'll be 5-on-4. Tim Allen, right wing over the line. Still with the puck, waiting for his team to get set up. Trying to go down low. Anthony Robinson was there to prevent that getting there cleanly. Mataletto. Back to the blue line, one-time shot, save in front, blocked, and the one-timer on the rebound was put wide by Foresta. Nick Keys' dump-down attempt was weak and stopped by Aletto. Put to the front of the net, misses everybody. Crashing was Tim Allen. Candella's shot went off of a Laker stick. 6 seconds to go in the power play. Allen around for Foresta. Foresta waiting, watched by Keys. Power play is over. Back to five-a-side hockey. Shot by Foresta. Alex Galossi says no. 5:13 to go. Period number 3. 6-0 Oswego State.
Galossi made some huge saves right during that 5-on-3, especially to keep this game where it is. Excuse me, I'm coughing a lot tonight, I'll tell you what. But anyway, I think that penalty kill looked pretty strong given block shots, redirections, obviously some bad breaks from UB, but that penalty kill was looking good.
Again, 6-0 is the score. Andrew Carty opened up the scoring. Braden Deming and Carter McWilliams would score 1 minute and 50 seconds apart. Ryan Salans with a goal in the final minute with 20 seconds to go in period number 1 to make it 4-0. McWilliams and Deming each had a goal in a minute 35 seconds time midway through period number 2. And that's where we stand. So Andrew Carty will have his first game-winning goal on the season. Braden Deming now at 20 points even. Carter McWilliams, the leading scorer for the Lakers tonight, with 2 goals and 1 assist. Candela into Oswego territory. Flipped over the blue line. Ryan Salans tried to pick up the puck and skate the other way, unable to do so. Dumped down deep by Buffalo. Long stretch pass finds Salans at the opposite blue line. Salans surrounded by Bulls. Pauly is able to take the puck away. Through the neutral zone, 3-on-2. Drops it off of Foresta. Foresta to the other side, and Pauly. Puck is loose. And they scored. They score.
On the redirection one-timer past the diving Galossi. They wanted goaltender interference on that, but I mean at this point, you know, they got the goal.
They got the goal that breaks the shutout. It's 6-1. And John Zajac on his 3rd goal of the year for his 8th point. I don't even think you can call this a pick-me-up goal at all.
A couple players are exchanging words at center at the face-off dot, which you just hope at this point that doesn't boil over.
Foresta couldn't get into the blue line. Couldn't get over the blue line. McWilliams taking it back into his own end. NECHL championship tomorrow. Puck came over the blue line, and Kelly was just trying to continue the play, so it's going to be offside on Buffalo.
I think at this point, too, Oswego State's got to be feeling pretty good with who scored. I think at some points, you know, even though Braden Deming has 20 points now, he had been off for a few games, at least goal-wise. Obviously, I think he looks better. Carter McWilliams looks better. Ryan Salans able to score. And I think at this point, it's just more so getting the names out there. You know, who scored, who's feeling good tonight, who's going to feel good going in tomorrow, et cetera, et cetera.
And if there is another thing to take for Oswego State, as they're going to be an icing call against Oswego State. Foresta getting an assist on that, as well as Nick Pauly. That's Pauly's first point on the year. And for Resta's ninth assist, for his 16th point. But if there's one thing for Oswego to really take away from it and take away from this game, it's the fact that they've been scoring by committee tonight, which it hasn't really been the scoring pretty much is concentrated among that first line. Yes, you have your scorers on the other lines, but all the lines getting a piece of the action tonight.
And I think it's I'm going to counter you. Let's say it's concentrated around the first two lines. You got the Nice, Cardi, Gibran line, and then the Sansone, Deming, McWilliams line. I'd say around those two lines is where bulk of the scoring has come from.
If you take a look at pure numbers, Thomas Sansone with 26 points, Braden Deming with 18, well now 20, 28 for Carter McWilliams. And you take a look at that first line, you have 33 points and for Andrew Cardi. Chase Neese has 37 and leading the team by a mile, who has 44 points with an assist tonight, 22 goals and 22 assists, Trevor Gibran. Icing call against Buffalo as able to outmuscle Simonek to the puck with Zach Candela. 2 minutes away from the end of this one, 2:09 to be exact from the Dwyer Ice Arena. It's a 6-1 score after John Zajac broke the shutout.
Good job there just to keep Martin Simonek off the puck and hopefully just get another offensive zone faceoff at this point.
Faceoff is won by UB. Fidel. Slap shot at the point. Pad save made off the shot from Candela. Now under 2 to go. Marzalek. Salins out into the neutral zone. Picking it up is Trigilio. UB with a long stretch pass gets the deflection of Fidel. Simonek is the first on the puck. Fidel is able to beat him out to it though. Duran puts it behind the net. Colin Thomas looking for a lane. Off the skate of Simonek. Ryan Duran maintains possession. 1:20 to go in period number 3 and regulation. Ryan Duran would just look to waste as much time as possible.
We see a good 10, 12 seconds right there, just circling around behind his own goalie.
Picking it up is Trigilio once again. His shot goes off of the stick of Martin Simonek up into the netting with 1:02.
And I think right now the big thing for both teams, just finish this one out, again, broken record, my God. But, I think all these bottom lines that are getting a little bit more time now for Oswego State, such as Ryan Salins, Anthony Robinson, Joe Marzalek, maybe Max O'Mara as the extra skater, get your ice legs ready for tomorrow against a tough Niagara team.
Do you think Travis Hyde continues to roll with the extra defenseman?
At this point, the way things have gone, I would say so.
So 1 minute to go, 45 seconds now. As Oswego State will play tomorrow for the Memorial Cup in a rematch of the series 2 years ago when Oswego State lost to Niagara in the final minute of play, and things are getting a little testy now. Went off of a helmet up into the protective netting with 25 seconds.
It was Michael Napier who took down Max O'Mara. O'Mara did a good job of just trying to get away and make it a hockey play, waiting for Napier to get up and then shove for possession or spot, in front of the goal. So O'Mara did a good job of not letting Napier get under his skin right there.
UB will end their season. Was able to beat Rutgers in the play-in game. Everyone thought it hit the ceiling, but will play on.
I thought they thought it was a high stick, but maybe not.
Some more shoving. Duran taken down behind the play by Candela. Frustrated is University of Buffalo.
And he just threw Max O'Mara's stick.
And Oswego State is going to the NECHL Memorial Cup final.
That's not the way you want to see things end, quite honestly. I mean, we talk about gamesmanship between both games tonight. I mean, at some point there's a level of respect that you need to have, and I get it. You're frustrated, but a couple players go off the ice for, at least I think of one player went off the ice, but, you know, nonetheless, I at some point you have to just accept defeat. Don't put a bad name on your team for yourself.
Especially, and Oswego State with an absolutely dominant performance here tonight over the Buffalo Bulls. 6-1 is the final score. Braden Deming and Carter McWilliams have two. Carter McWilliams, the freshman, the top scorer this evening. 3 points for the freshman from Canandaigua. And call it a warm-up game, if you will, towards the end. We are set for a crazy final tomorrow as Heave Away plays in the arena. I don't know if Burgess knows this is a
I really
tip.
hope he knows that.
I hope it's on purpose.
I would I was just thrown off hearing the song, and I
Me
was
too.
like, whoa, wait a minute. That's usually the D3 song for Oswego State, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it's better than Glad You Came whenever I'm on PA, or after whatever victory song we use, or Islanders, or whatever I feel like playing. Anyways, let's now aboard the hype train.
Yeah,
Oswego, Niagara.
and I
We're
think
getting we were hyping it up at the beginning of the season when they first came to the Deborah F. Stanley, the newly renamed. Actually, was it the Murano Campus Center then, or no?
what? Sorry,
When
I was
Niagara
tuning
played at Oswego the first time. I think it might have still been the Murano Campus Center.
Yeah, it was. Surprisingly enough,
A long time ago.
I mean, it was
all the
October,
way, all the way
but-
September, I think.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All the way back in September, we've been hyping this match up. From the delay of game that Oswego State took from being late to splitting the weekend series with Niagara, and what started the Oswego State thrust to the end of the season. The boys are rolling as we see the seniors from Buffalo sharing a moment, and
Travis Hyde going over, showing some sportsmanship as well, which is it's what you like to see.
you have to. A lot of these guys, this might be their last game in high competitive hockey, and this is certainly how they wouldn't have drawn it up, but I'm sure the memories will get better as the days go. But looking forward to tomorrow. What are you, clearly expectations mean nothing, but what are you expecting?
I'm expecting a hard-fought game. Obviously, Oswego State served Niagara its only loss of the season. It's only loss of the season. Everything else, there was an overtime loss for Niagara. I don't remember against who at the moment. But right now, the biggest thing is that I think everyone wanted this matchup. Obviously UB wanted to be in the final. Rutgers wanted to be in the final. Canisius wanted to be in the final. Whoever wanted to be in the final. But everyone deep down, fans, people who watched a couple years ago, alumni, wanted this Oswego Niagara championship game. And I don't think it's going to disappoint tomorrow by any means.
I certainly hope it doesn't. That will do it for me up in the booth. Coming up in just under 3 minutes' time, we will have the postgame show. Don't go anywhere. I've been Patrick Machado. Postgame report up next from the Dwyer Ice Arena. Make the final 6-1. Niagara, Oswego, your final tomorrow.
everybody, and welcome back to the Dwyer Ice Arena for the post-game report. Oswego has just taken down UB by a final score of 6-1, advancing themselves to the championship game tomorrow against Niagara. Ben Grieco here along with me, alongside, I forgot your name.
Ryan Tantalo. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
It's been 6 hours standing up. But guys, we entered the third period with a 6-0 game, and I asked you what you thought the mentality had to be for UB, and Ben, you said that just some positives out of that third period, and they get a goal coming from John Zajac. That third line, the only line that performed up to expectations, I guess you could say, for the Bulls tonight. What did you see from that goal and the line as a whole?
You know, I think that goal, it got the job done for them. You know, they broke the shutout. I guess that's the spoiler, if you want, that we were talking about during the second intermission. But they get the goal. You know, at least there's one. They got to hear their goal song one last time. I think, especially for the seniors that we're going to bring up shortly, you know, that's the big. They got to hear their goal song. They got to, you know, run down the line with the celebration train, whatever it may be. That they got the one. And I think that's, you know, obviously a 6-1 loss and in that fashion isn't the way you want to end your season and or your collegiate career. But they got the one. They got to hear the song. They got to laugh and smile going down the line, and I think that's what's truly important.
And if you take this period out of context in a vacuum, the Bulls played great. They outshot the Oswego State Lakers. They outscored them. They had a couple power play opportunities. Their third line was grinding away and got that goal in the scrum in front of the net. And then at the end, like you said, the seniors get sent off. The three senior captains on this team, Andrew Sizz, Matt Bevilacqua, and Michael Napier, all get to sort of go off on a high note, even though the game is not the outcome they wanted.
And we saw the 3-4 seniors there at center ice after the final whistle had blown. They were just gathered around one another on their knees, just hugging each other just one last time right at center ice. So what was the emotions that you guys were feeling, at least up here in the booth, and especially you, Ryan, as the UB guy?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for, you know, guys on the ice. You know, we're not the collegiate athletes here. Obviously, playing hockey is something completely different. You know, playing a sport for 4 years is completely different at the level that these guys are playing it at. So at some point, you know, it kind of hits you like a brick wall. It's over, you know. So seeing that emotion, seeing Coach Travis Hyde from Oswego go over and say, hey, you know, great career, guys, even though he's only been in the league for 1 year. Seeing Coach Morgan Von Hedman with his guys, that some of them he played with because he was a player here not too long ago. It's that stuff that makes sports and hockey, just in general, that the greater community feeling.
Absolutely, and there's nothing to be ashamed of if you're the UB Bulls. I think they should be extremely proud of the way they played this season. They overcame a coaching change. They've overcome players coming and going. They only had one goalie for this game, Maxwell Allen, and he played an incredible game given the circumstances, making over 30 saves. And it is not the outcome they wanted, but if you look at the season as a whole, how far they made it in this playoff tournament, so many positives to take into next season.
And looking ahead to tomorrow, Oswego State taking on Niagara for the NECHL Championship. The season series, Oswego was the only team to defeat Niagara this season. So I mentioned it in the pregame show. Niagara looked a little bit vulnerable in their win today against Canisius. And then Oswego, in the latter game, they end up blowing out UB. So how does that change the dynamic for tomorrow than what you would have originally expected prior to the playoffs?
I don't think this game, Oswego State, UB, I don't think it changes anything. You can't go in expecting a game like this all the time. They're really an anomaly, in my opinion. They don't happen all the time. Obviously, it's happened now twice, unfortunately, with Oswego State and UB, where it's kind of been a lopsided victory for Oswego State. But at some point, that team's going to come back. So Oswego State's just got to put this game behind them. Right now, yes, a 6-1 win is nice. Getting 6 goals, a couple guys getting with a multi-point night, it's nice. Alex Galossi had a few nice saves, it's nice. But Niagara is a whole new monster. Obviously overcoming Canisius. Later in the game, it was 2-2 after the second period. But right now, I think both teams, Niagara included, have to put today behind them. Obviously, that's stereotypical to say. But Oswego State, you can't expect a game like this. And Niagara, in my opinion, has got to come out a little faster than they did this afternoon.
I agree with everything you said, and I think both teams will, because there's a reason that they were 1-2. They came in, they got the business that they needed to get done today, and I just think it's going to be an excellent game. I'm expecting a game like today's first game, not today's second game. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be physical. And let's just hope that the officials don't play as big of a role as they did in Niagara's win today.
Absolutely, very well said. Well, that'll do it for the post-game report. Be sure to join us back tomorrow for a 4:20 puck drop between Oswego State and the Niagara Purple Eagles for the NECHL Championship. For Liam Godimer, Ben Grieco, Ryan Tadalo, and Pat Machado, we say, heave away.